Do you want to just start off by telling us a little bit about yourself and how you got into like this event, Exotics on Broadway?
I am a true gearhead. I have a passion and love for all things cars. I especially love exotic and hypercars. Started back when I was a little girl with my dad, him driving me around and teaching me about all the exotic cars and to point them out and what their names were. I also come from a race car family. My great uncles and my grandfather used to drive sprint midget race cars on the dirt tracks in the 40s and 50s. And my grandmother actually loved it too, and she used to sneak into the garage and help them work on the cars. So it's kind of a bloodline in my family of car passion, and decided to attend Monterey Car Week back in 2009 for the first time, and just fell in love with all of the different events taking place up there. So fast forward, in 2014, the Cannery Row Commission had reached out to us about the Cannery Row area because there was nothing going on there during Car Week. If you remember back before, now it's become very popular to drive down there, but quite a while back, nobody went down there. It was the one place nobody really enjoyed during Car Week. And we have another event that we manage called Fuel Run that's been driving to Monterey Car Week since 2013. And that's how they discovered us and asked us, can we help them bring a crowd to Cannery Row and have a presence there during Car Week? So we agreed, and some of us really wanted to create a show for the public to enjoy the cars, because one thing we all noticed was a lot of locals complain about Car Week because it's a big burden with the traffic, and it's just kind of a crazy week. So we said, why don't we create a show that families that live around here can actually come enjoy as well, so that they can experience, a positive side of Car Week. And we had no idea that it was going to be as big as it was. I mean, we were thinking maybe a couple thousand people would show up back in 2015. 15 was our first year, 2015. So because we told the city, we'll work with you. Only thing we ask is that it's a free show, and they agreed. They loved the idea. And lo and behold, in 2015, when we had our first show, I believe 20,000 people showed up, and we did not expect that. It was pretty incredible to see that. Lots of families, kids, with their dads and moms and dogs, and just an enjoyable situation.
When and where is the event held?
So Exotics on Broadway is held in Seaside, California, on Broadway between Del Monte and Fremont Street. And it's from 1 to 6 on August 19th, which is a Saturday.
That's good that it's a free event, because I know like some of these events during Monterey Car Week are very exclusive and super expensive. So to provide an event that's free, like you said, it's for the community within Monterey to come and enjoy these cars as well.
On the other side of things, we are very connected in the car community, myself and the other two owners, Arami and Fred Corteau. So we asked a lot of car people we know to bring their cars, to sign up and bring their cars to our show. And, the first year we had, the LaFerrari, we had Pagani's there. Pagani came our first year, thank you to them, and Bugatti, and our friends that own Koenigsegg's came, and it was just all these amazing cars that weren't getting any love anywhere else. These car owners felt like rock stars when they came to our show. All of a sudden, they're driving into the show and people are taking their pictures, and it's just such a cool vibe for the car owners too. So, it was all in all a great combination. And then the vendors, the companies like HRE, who's also supported us since day one, Michelin, Bugatti, they all said, hey, these car owners are coming down here and it's a more casual, relaxed situation for them. We want to be a part of this. So it's just grown from there every year. And it's been a pleasure working with all these people and having them all come back every year.
Or what kind of cars are expected to come this year?
quite an impressive list. And I'll just throw in one more thing real quickly. We left Cannery Row in 2018 was our last year. And then we moved to the city of Seaside on Broadway. And the reason why is because our show pretty much outgrew that area. It just got too big. We just weren't fitting in there. There was construction. We needed more space. So the city of Seaside, bless their hearts, they've been so great to us and so accommodating and given us, the whole Broadway street from Del Monte to Fremont and even past it now. And they have a beautification program on Broadway. So we're excited to be a part of that. And I just want to make sure and thank the city of Seaside for, taking us under their wing and allowing us to have a much bigger show. So this year, yes, ModFine is our title sponsor, and they're an online and also an app where you can buy and sell car parts. And we're very thankful for them to be our title sponsor. The owner of ModFine is also one of the owners of Exotics on Broadway. We're all kind of tied in a good way. I'm getting the car list for you.
Okay.
It's a big car list. I'll go over some of them. We're going to look into it, but we think this might be the biggest gathering of hypercars in one place in the US, if not world. I'm trying to look into it now. We've never had this many hypercars together, and we have other cars too, regular cars, or shall I say like Aventador SVs, Scuderias, 488s, GT4 RSs. Those are the regular cars of our show.
Don't think they're regular cars, but
in our show, they're regular, and I want them to feel special too. I don't want them to feel like they're not important. So on our social media, we make sure and give everybody love on there and make them all feel important. But so one of our cars is the Bugatti Chiron. We have the I could name some of them, of the Apollo Evo, not the Apollo IE, the Apollo Evo. And I'm so excited to see that. It's such a beautiful car. The Valkyrie, the Aston Martin Valkyrie is coming. We have two Porsche Gambala Mirage GTs. Those are pretty rare. So we're excited to have that. Maserati MC12 Corsa, the one that was made street legal. I think it's the only street legal one. That thing is just a monster. Excited to have that. Rimac Navara is coming. We have two LaFerraris, a P1, 13 Paganis coming with Pagani. So Pagani Automobili is bringing 13 Paganis with them. I believe we also have an additional 3 or 4 more Paganis on top of that. Koenigsegg, the company is going to have a total of 10 Koenigsegg's with them. We also have an additional 1 or 2 Koenigsegg's coming. And then Hennessy Performance is bringing their Venom F5s, and they're bringing 8 of those. So I'm sure there's more. There's a Senna GTR, there's a Senna GT, there's a Senna, there's a P1. Yeah, it's an impressive list of cars. There's a few Chirons.
Yeah, you'll have to invite Guinness Book of Records to come and
look into that. Like, I seriously think this is the biggest gathering of hypercars, which are modern cars, in one place. We had a few companies reach out to us in the past day or two that also have hypercars. I'm not going to name any names, but they waited too long and we don't have room. So we're having to turn away hypercars at this point.
We don't want your hypercars.
I feel bad. Like, I'm almost ready. I have an R8, and I want to put it in the show, and I'm almost ready to just pull my car out so I can pull in one of these. But I mean, it's my show, and it's like a dream for me when you're passionate about something and it's your business. It's a dream for me to sit there and turn around and see my car in my own show.
Is Horatio Pagani and Christian Koenigsegg going to be there?
Horatio is going to be there. We have a stage there, and he's going to be on stage at 2:33. He's going to be on stage at 3 and signing autographs as well at their booth. Pagani's going to have merchandise. Christian will be there signing autographs, and he'll go on stage as well. And of course, John Hennessy will be there as well. So, and tons of influencers. Daniel Mack's going to be there. DDE's going to be there. Pretty sure Miss Amelia is coming by. Alex Choi. You know, these people are all a part of Car Week now, and this is the new generation. So we're excited to have them there. Matt Farah is coming by in 765 LT, thanks to McLaren. Mr. JWW and Shmi from UK will be there. Who else? Dan MI, and Speedy Jeff, the Koenigsegg guys from Orange County that have been very gracious to us and have brought their car collection to this show since day one. If it wasn't for them, honestly, they played a big part in the show becoming what it was by bringing their really cool cars.
The public will come and get to see these cars and kind of see these celebrities. And do they get to, like, are they going to do any talking on stage that they'll be able to hear?
Yes, I don't have a set time for them because, you know, they're kind of be all over the place, but we are planning to have Daily Driven, Alex Choi, the Hamilton Collection, Matt Farah, Daniel Mack, JWW, and pretty much most of them show up because where else can you get content like this for their YouTube channels, for their TikToks, for their Instagrams? It's like Mecca to them, and it was a big part of what helped also make our show what it is this new generation of, you know, celebrities. You know, people want to see these influencers as much as they want to see a celebrity.
Where do people go to eat? Is there like food trucks or restaurants around the area?
This is another thing which we're very appreciative to Seaside. We do not have food trucks because there's dozens and dozens of restaurants on Broadway. Pizza places, chicken, Mexican food, just everything, sushi. So on our social media, we push these restaurants on our stories on a constant basis to remind people that they can go frequent all these restaurants. And a lot of the restaurants work with us and create fun specials just for that day to cater to that audience. In addition, we do have a VIP tent for the people that park their cars there and want to be in the VIP tent. They have that option, and we have champagne and wine and refreshments, gourmet, tons of gourmet appetizers and bites, and the caviar company will be inside there serving caviar as well.
Where do people like park? Have you got like a shuttle service or something like that?
The public can park on it's on the corner of Eucalyptus and General Jim Moore Boulevard. It's a huge parking lot, free parking. Don't have to pay for parking either. And we have multiple shuttles that will be shuttling them from that location to our show. It's little, I think it's a mile away. It's about a mile away. So it's not really walkable, but we have shuttles because we really don't want people parking outside of the show because there's not a ton of parking. And that's why we created this parking lot so that people would go park there and take the shuttle. And
you mentioned like it's kind of a city event. Does that mean like the police are on board as well? Tons of safety in place during the show. We have security guards that we've hired. We have the police department there. We have the fire department. We have an ambulance there. We have all the necessary things to make it a safe and enjoyable show for everybody. And what's kind of like the goal of the event? Like, what do you hope to achieve? Our goal every year is for all these families and the car owners to come have a good time in a more relaxed environment. I mean, I love Quail. We also go to Quail the day before. It's completely opposite environment of what we're doing. So it's more like Jay Leno's dream kind of, because he can show up in jeans and a t-shirt and a denim t-shirt and it's fine, if that makes sense. Like, the guys can show up in their favorite car t-shirt and, you know, jeans and relax. And every time I see all these kids at the show smiling and enjoying, you know, what they're seeing, that's our goal. It's just to make these families happy. Do you want to just like talk us through kind of like from the point of view of an attendee, like what time would they arrive and like they'll get on the shuttle and then they got to get off the shuttle? Like, what do they see walking down the boulevard? Like what's going to be like that experience?
So it's from 1 to 6. And I want to emphasize that you can find all the information, the parking, the map. There's a map of the show too, where you can go eat at, all on our website under event information, list of restaurants and everything. So as soon as they get off the shuttle and cross the street, it's sensory overload. They're immediately face to face with hypercars right there. When they'll walk through the show, there'll be cars on display. There'll be 40 plus vendors there with their booths selling t-shirts, merchandise, giving away stuff. We have people doing all kinds. Somebody's bringing us spin the wheel and giving away hats from their shop. Just all kinds of different fun things for everybody to do. We have a stage that we will have music playing, and we will invite the influencers, celebrities, car designers up there to talk. But by the time they start at one end of the show and reach the other, it's going to take you a good, I'd say 2.5, 3 hours. And if you're car obsessed, you might be there from 1 to 6. But nobody's required to be there the whole time. It's open show, so you can come there at 1 right when it starts and be done by 2:33 and leave, or you can stay until the end to watch the cars leave. Some people come early to watch the cars arrive. It's just it's overall fun experience. Stop and eat at the restaurants. There's some cool stores on that street too, including like a sneaker shop and a few other great places. So it's just an overall great experience that can take, I would say on average, 3 hours, 3 to 4 hours. You could enjoy yourself there.
Are you having like live music, like a DJ or something?
We're having a DJ there playing live music, and we will have an MC that will be talking throughout the show about certain things, getting people excited, pointing out that there's, 10 Conus eggs in this corner, or make sure to go check out the Apollo Evo in the other corner. HRE Wheels is giving away hats right now. Go to their booth. So it's a very interactive event for everybody, for the car owners, for the fans, for the vendors, for everybody. Pagani is our marquee for the show. Modbine is our title sponsor, and that's an app where you can go buy and sell car parts. I've sold quite a few car parts and bought them on there. Koenigsegg is going to be there. Tedson Motors, Gunther Works is going to be there. Hennessy, Draco, which is an exotic luxury car. HRE, Orsteiner, Expel, Bowden, SSC. There's so many great brands on here. 408 Garage, Ryan Friedman Motor Cars, all the way from New York, which is so cool to us to have these companies from the East Coast, coming out here and being a part of the show. So those are some of the brands that are coming. Definitely some Graham Rahal Performance. Graham Rahal's coming for his first time to our show. Very excited about that. They're bringing a Carrera GT that they basically did a lot of custom work to. That's one of their new programs, is to take a regular Carrera GT and upgrade it with lots of options on it. So we're definitely excited about that.
Cool. And is there a chance like they start up any of these cars so you can hear the engine?
Some of the older generation doesn't really like that, the revving and stuff. Although I grew up around loud cars, and my grandpa and my uncles used to rev their cars all the time. So the kids love it. The car owners will get in the car and rev it, and the kids will clap. Yes, that will definitely happen. 100%, and we all enjoy it.
Sweet. And is there any like stories from previous years?
Makes me emotional, but I'm still going to talk about it. Is 2019, which was our first show at Broadway. I had a family reach out to me about it wasn't Make-A-Wish that year, but we're working with Make-A-Wish this year. His son was terminal. I think he was like 16, 17. I can't remember all the specifics of his illness, but his dad reached out to me. They were from Salinas and said that his son's dying wish was to go to Monaco to see the hypercars, but he just was too sick to do that. So his next wish was to come to Monterey Car Week and to be able to sit in one of the cars or touch it. And I said, 100%, we're going to make that happen. You park the car inside the show, so there's no issues. He came to the show, and he had a breathing tube on, everything. And Christian von Koenigsegg, he's such a great person. They let the boy sit in one of the Koenigsegg's, and then my other friend that had his 488 or 458 there, he also let him sit in his car, and he let him rev the engine in the car, and just totally made his day. So we gave him a shirt, a hat. He was such a sweet kid, and he had a great time. And we unfortunately got a phone call the next day that he passed away. Wow. Yeah. Crazy.
That's so sad. Yeah, so it sounds like an amazing event, and I guess there's a lot of people that will experience stuff there that they've never been able to experience before, and I think it's great that you're providing it for free so that a larger audience can enjoy these cars and experience something that not everyone gets to see.
That's the cool thing, and a lot of these car owners, they love these kids being around. I tell the car owners, I'm like, don't come to my show unless you're okay with, being in a crowd with your car, and nothing ever happens to the cars. We never had any issues. And these car owners that come, especially the ones with all the collections, like Sparky, these guys let these kids come and sit in their car, and it just makes their day. It's just such a great thing. And we all have to remember that these kids are the future, of the world, and some of them might get inspired by being here and decide they want to be a mechanic, decide they want to design a car. And I think that's some of the bigger brands that come be a part of our show. I think that's a part of the reason they come.
They can inspire the future.
The Art Institute in Pasadena, the design, they come there. And it's so cool because they have designers there from their school designing on site, and then kids get to come up and they get a design on paper too with them. I want the public to know that, again, this is a free event and we want everybody to come enjoy the show. We're very thankful to Seaside again for letting us have our show there, and we look forward to everybody coming and checking it out, including you.
Great. Well, thanks so much, Amy, for letting us know a little bit about yourself and telling us about Exotics on Broadway. It sounds like an amazing event, and I'm sure there's going to be a great turnout this year.
We're super excited, and really quickly, the couple of other things that I do, we also manage Gold Rush Rally, which is a crazy exotic car rally once a year, and then Gear One Agency is our agency that kind of manages all these events.